Earlier this week, we told you about an Iowa college student and his attempt to build the world's largest house of cards. Well, he did. And so today on live television, with the help of a leaf blower, that house of cards came tumbling down. After all that work, is there satisfaction in doing this? Brian Berg used 1,500 decks of cards to build his 25-foot tall tower. Wow, there it goes. All those hours, all that painstaking work. Now, Berg is already thinking of building yet another card tower for the record books. What, one record's not good enough? He says the next one would be 75 to 100 feet tall, and that one would take him about 6 months to build.
And they're still playing 52-card pickup there.
Ooh, very good,
52,000-card pickup.
How about a last look at the
I
forecast?
think it would have been more fun if he just sort of like ran into that house.
I was thinking that,
nice.
too.
Yeah. Well, this weekend is going to be a great time to get outside. Few clouds tomorrow morning, but then sunny skies. Highs by late afternoon tomorrow into the lower 70s. We'll be in the 70s still Sunday and Monday. Enjoy it.
All right, we're out of here. Have a terrific holiday weekend.
Good night.
Fisher Broadcasting.
This is a Nightline Friday night special.
Day after day, she wrote down what she saw.
Even if they killed me, someone might find it and know about what the Serbs have done to us Albanians.
Her struggle for survival.
They started burning most of the village. We heard them singing and shouting that they will burn us all. We stayed silent. If they heard us, they will kill us.
And the constant reminder of the pain.
Daddy was taken away at 12 o'clock noon. He was taken toward the schoolhouse. We were crying. A policeman told us, "Don't worry, we are just going to question him. We will not kill your father."
Tonight, Tehuta's diary. A young woman bears witness to the terror of Kosovo.
From ABC News, this is Nightline. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
Most of us are destined not to leave any monuments behind. In truth, when you consider what time, the weather, and pigeons do to monuments, and how rarely most passers-by pay any attention to them, you may wonder why people care so much about them. The fact is that most of us want to be remembered, at least by our families, our own communities, even if there was never much about us worth memorializing. If nothing else, we want to carve our initials into the walls of time. Something that says, we were here. That is probably why a lot of people keep diaries, recording the mundane and the interesting, sometimes so close to both that they cannot tell the two apart. Every once in a while, a diary becomes a totally unexpected amalgam of history, optimism, and courage, an account that is written without much hope of ever being read, a small, clear voice in the midst of chaos and madness. That is what we offer you tonight. A young woman's diary written in terrible times and conditions. If it brings to mind echoes of Anne Frank's famous diary, you should know that in all probability our heroine tonight has never even heard of it. Her story is reported by ABC News correspondent Mike Lee.
20-year-old Tehuta Spahihu is but one of the estimated 800,000 ethnic Albanians who've been forced out of Kosovo along with her family. In one sense, her story is like so many others. Before the war, a happy life among loved ones in a small mountain village. 4 generations taking care of one another, minding their cattle and crops, building a new house as the family expands, a well full of water. Life was good. Now, after weeks of hiding and on the run, the loneliness, the helplessness over relatives and friends murdered and missing, and the terror that lingers long after escape from Kosovo. But there's also something about Tehuta Spahihu which makes her different. The moment the Serbs forced her and her family from their home, This peasant girl, who has never seen much of the outside world, took it upon herself to become a war correspondent of sorts, not knowing if she would ever have an audience, yet writing down what was happening around her. First in a small book, then later on larger pages. Friday, March 25th, the second day of the NATO bombing campaign.
It was 5 o'clock in the morning. There were 9 of us in our family in our village of Kastriot. We heard the Serbs coming, so we were forced to leave and go to a safer house. We looked back and saw the Serbs burning down our village.
And so her journey had begun. The diary gradually became a narrative of the war as seen and felt by one victim with pen and paper.
Along the road, we saw many dead people, women, children, and old people. Parts of their bodies had been cut into pieces by the Serb bombs.
Moments ago, they were sleeping in their beds. Now, they were refugees. Tehuda says she usually wrote in her diary after midnight, when the Serbs were not around, using candlelight and blacking out her windows with blankets.
I decided to make a diary to remember what the Serbs did, to write and not forget. Even though it was a difficult time, I wanted to write. Even if they killed me, someone might find it and know about what the Serbs have done to us Albanians.
So as the world watched the big story unfold, from Belgrade, from U.S. warships, and from the borders of surrounding countries, there were inside Kosovo thousands of unreported stories unfolding, many of them in the ethnic Albanian region of Drenica, and one of them in the village of Kodanica, recorded by Tehuda Spahiu. Saturday, March 26th.
At daylight this morning, the Serbs began to bomb Klodarnica, where we have now come in hopes of hiding. The Serb infantry entered the village 7 a.m. Some of them had colored their faces with green and black paint and looked like monkeys. Others were wearing masks. They did not know we were in the house. They began shooting, and the bullets broke our windows. Then the Serbs came into the garden and threw a grenade into our room. We froze. We were waiting for it to explode when I shouted to Daddy that there was yet another danger. Our gas stove was on and the townhouse will blow up. Daddy said, "Don't talk. The Serbs will know we are here and slit our throats." We held our breath and waited to die from the grenade. But somehow Daddy turned off the grenade. The Serbs were suddenly distracted by noises in another house and ran away. They started burning most of the village. We heard them singing and shouting that they will burn us all. We stayed silent. If they heard us, they will kill us.
Day after day, Tehuda wrote it all down. Sunday, March 27th, the Serbs stole our tractor. Monday, March 28th, the Serbs bombed our village again. Later, they came right past our window, but God somehow made their eyes blind and their ears deaf. Other refugees came to our house tonight. Some had been beaten and were starving. We shared our food with them in secret. And there was the moment on Wednesday, March 30th, when she realized that in war, some people will do almost anything to save themselves, even if it means sacrificing others. Today, we discovered that some of our own Albanian neighbors are spies. They told the Serbs where to find our young men and were laughing while some were beaten. Then, on Monday, April 12th, as bad as things have been so far, they were about to become worse for the Spahiu family.
Esat, my brother, was taken away today. The Serb police came to our house and just took him.
Throughout Kosovo, there had been reports of young Albanian men like Esat being taken prisoner by the Serbs, and that many of them had been executed. Tehuda had no way of knowing what would happen to her brother. The next day, April 13th, the police came again.
Daddy said, "I'm ready to die for the Albanians nation, but with God's help, you children will have a long life." As soon as Daddy spoke those words, the Serb gunman appeared.
Her father, 57-year-old Risa Spahihu, was a popular teacher in an elementary school.
Daddy was taken away at 12 o'clock noon. He was taken toward the schoolhouse. We were crying. A policeman told us, "Don't worry, we are just going to question him. We will not kill your father."
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Sears.
Time to paint? Head to Sears Big Paint Sale featuring all weather beater like our best satin, only $15.99. Need interior paint? Try this Sears Easy Living, only $9.99. Now's the time to paint because with any 2 gallons you get $2 off a Craftsman tool. Sears Big Paint Sale. Don't miss it.
Elevator to lobby. By George.
Contacts, $320. Treadmill, $800. Wonder Bra, $26. Facelift, $3,000. Being happy with who you are, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Happily accepted, most everywhere.
Sunday on This Week with Sam Donaldson and Cokie Roberts.
War crimes, nuclear secrets, gun control, all at a special time. Check your local listings, ABC Sunday.
Give me some of that smile. That's what lights up my day.
Want to see him smile? New Kool-Aid Fruit Teas. Their favorite Kool-Aid with an icy splash of tea flavor.
Give me some of that smile.
Weather update. Dry cracker on your hands?
Since you're not happy.
Try garden vegetable flavor from Philadelphia. One of the many colorful, flavorful tastes of heaven.
There are a lot of used cars to choose from, but Honda certified used cars come with a factory warranty and have passed a rigorous 150-point inspection. So you'll almost never find a Honda put out to pasture. Now get special 5.9% APR financing for up to 60 months on all Honda certified used Accords and Civics.
For Tehuda Spahihu, the next chapter in her Kosovo diary would be an emotional roller coaster, the most dramatic, most decisive moments of her life and of those she loves. Tuesday, April 13th.
Daddy forgot to put on his shoes, so I gave them to him because the Serbs ordered us to come out of the house. It was 12 o'clock, noon. They separated Daddy from all the others. I saw the Albanian woman who was spying for the Serbs. She was smoking with the Serbs and laughing. I closed my eyes and I saw in my mind Daddy being massacred, even though he was still standing there. I fainted and fell down to the ground. When I woke up, Daddy was close to me with a bucket of water and he said, "Don't be afraid, my daughter. They will not kill me."
Then, writes Tehuda, an argument broke out among the Serb gunmen. Some of them wanted to release her father, but the ethnic Albanian she called a spy gestured to take him away.
After Daddy disappeared, more Serbs came. They had taken drugs and had black paint on their faces with axes and sticks and guns in their hands. They ordered us to put our hands up. then shouted to us, "Go to NATO." They began shooting towards us, just missing our heads and our feet. They told us to stay in the house, or we will cut you up and burn you.
For nearly 4 hours, Tehuda and her family waited inside the house surrounded by Serb gunmen, not knowing what was happening to her father, Risa. Finally, they heard the Serbs leave the village, and they went out to search.
When we arrived at the schoolhouse, Daddy was there. He was lying down with his eyes open and his right hand extended like he wanted to tell me something. I said, "Daddy is not dead." I rushed over to him. I touched his hands and legs and they were okay. Then my younger brother, Castrio, put his hand on Daddy's chest.
There was no sign of a bullet in his head. I thought he had just fainted. I opened his coat and shirt. I put my hand inside his body, and my hand was full of blood.
We saw a big hole made by a bullet through his heart.
Tehuda wrote that she was determined her father's body would not be lost among the thousands buried in mass graves. His story is the story of Kosovo and must be remembered, she said.
Someone left a wheelbarrow at the school. Castret and me put Daddy in it and pushed him to the house where we were staying. After that, we opened the grave and buried Daddy inside. I wrote my daddy's name on a piece of wood in order that the grave of my daddy does not get lost, because there have been so many victims.
She has fainted several times since her ordeal in Kosovo, exhaustion and emotional stress.
Tehuda concludes her diary, and I'll be talking with Mike Lee when we come back.
This is a world only a few know well. A world of risk and uncertainty, where the roads can take you to success or prosperity, or sometimes to no place at all. This is the financial world. For decades, banks and investment firms of mountainous size have ruled the land. Yet high above the horizon, another mountain has risen. A mountain called First Union. With 16 million customers, the nation's 8th largest brokerage and 6th largest bank. For a new perspective of the financial world, come to the mountain called First Union. Or if you prefer, the mountain will come to you.
When Sears has a Memorial Day sale, it's big league. All appliances on sale. All computers. All home audio and video. Right in time for summer. The big Memorial Day sale. Nobody throws a sale like Sears.
Out of luck with a flat tire? Not with this tire. Even with no air pressure, you drive to safety. Goodyear Aqua Steel Run Flat. Find the safe way home.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
Coming up. Tonight, Daisy can't contain herself.
Of course it would, because you... Oh, no, Pop.
Politically Incorrect with Vilma coming up on ABC.
So, how you doing?
No.
so miserable.
Why?
Breakfast time, we sit around while folks pop something sweet from the toaster.
Oh, yeah.
What's not to love? Real eggs.
Hey, bacon.
And cheese. Say, what if somebody wrapped us up in a pastry crust and popped us up?
Introducing Pillsbury Toaster Scrambles. Real eggs, smoky bacon, creamy cheese in a flaky pastry crust right in your grocer's freezer. Mmm. Pillsbury Toaster Scrambles.
Look out, sweet stuff.
The Memorial Day sale at Meyer & Frank is going on now. Save 25 to 50% store-wide. Check your paper for bonus coupons to save even more. Find the lowest prices of the season on our entire stock of twin, full, queen, and king mattresses from Sealy, Serta, Simmons, and Spring Air. Free delivery, bed frame, setup, and removal on purchase of premium sets. Ask about deferred billing. Find now, no payment till September. Don't forget to bring in your bonus coupons. This is where it all starts. This is where it gets good. The Memorial Day sale at Meyer & Frank.
Teuda Spaihu says there are thousands of ethnic Albanians like her, youngsters who've suddenly been forced to become heads of their families. Teuda now takes care of her grandparents, who can hardly walk. Her mother, in such a state of shock, she hardly talks. And her younger brother and sister, 15-year-old Kastriot and 12-year-old Blerta.
Teuta is more important than ever to us now, because she is in charge.
She did something very important for me. She made sure no one could tell lies about how he died.
Blerta, inspired by her sister's diary, has also begun writing a poem to her father.
Yes, my daddy. Somewhere far he has gone. Somewhere far he remains. For Kosovo he died. I turn my head back, and your grave I see. The bullet in your heart I will never forget. My dear Daddy, I love you so much. All my life I will never forget you. I write for my daddy, who gave his life for freedom.
Riza Spaihu also gave his children the love of writing. He kept a diary of his own. It is buried with him. Teuda says that when Kosovo is free again, she will have her father's body moved to a cemetery in their home village. But before he's reburied, she will reach inside her daddy's coat one last time.
I hope that the diary of my daddy is not ruined. I hope that I find it.
Teuda continues to write down the details she remembers about their ordeal, the story of Kosovo, as experienced by one family through the eyes and heart of one young woman who says in only a few weeks she has aged many years. How has this experience changed you?
It changed me very much.
And Mike Lee joins us now from London. Mike, you said at the end that she is still continuing to write her recollections. Is she still keeping a diary of what is happening to them now?
Both, Ted. She's keeping a diary of what they're going through in Durrës, a town near Albania, but also every day she says she remembers more and more details of those horrible days leading up to and including her father's murder. And in fact, she's written a diary that never made it out of Kosovo. Her original notebook, much like the small black one you saw, when she got to the border, the Serbs were taking documents off of people, and she was afraid that if they found that diary with all those things in it, that she and her entire family would be killed on the spot. So she tore it up and found a well right near the border and quickly put it down the well, and that's where it is now, probably never to be found again.
Has she modified her views of why she is keeping a diary? Did you talk to her about that at all?
No, it's been consistent. She just wanted to remember her father, and she wanted her family and anyone else interested in reading it to know what she says the Serbs had done to her.
Tell me a little more about her educational background. She writes well. How much education does she have?
Well, a normal high school education, as it were, but keep in mind that in Kosovo over the last few years, Albanians have set up their own schools, are alternative to the Serb schools, and they were forced to do that because the Serbs withdrew their formal education. And also her father was a high school teacher, a literate man. In fact, the whole family seemed to be literate. And another point about the fact that they were so articulate is they'd always talk to each other. Her father had instilled that, as well as writing. And even in this adversity in exile, where they have no television and no radio, they talk to each other all the time. And I think that's, number one, why they're such a close-knit family, and number two, why they're so articulate.
Her mother, I mean, you say articulate. Her mother is in a sense, paralyzed by the memories of what she's just endured. You think the family is beginning to come out of it a little bit?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a long time. Her mother used to be a teacher, by the way. She does have relatives in Europe who send a little bit of money for the rent that they're paying, and they're outside the system. They're not in refugee camps, so they need that kind of shelter and protection. And I worry about them. I tried to get them into a tent camp, but they had heard so many horror stories about refugee camps. Rightly or wrongly, they felt that they would be abused, possibly even by the local Albanians, or possibly even raped. So they've chosen to stay where they are.
I know you have said that it is her intention, at least, their intention, to go back home again because she wants to rebury her father. She wants to retrieve his diary. Do they want to live in Kosovo again?
Absolutely. No question about it. I mean, it's possible that a lot of urbanites that were ethnic Albanians in Kosovo may get abroad and not want to go back. But these people, Tuda and her family, they were very much tied to the land. They lived on the land. They were peasant people who lived in the mountain, and that's all they can think about right now is getting back. And I tell you, if that road were open, no matter what they thought the dangers were, if there was a chance of getting back, I'm sure they would try. But I'm very concerned about what kind of life that her and her family are going to have. She is the leader of that family now. Most of the men are either in Europe, they have to work to send money to her. Her father, of course, is dead, and her older brother, Esat, is missing and quite possibly may be dead. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them when they go back, no matter what NATO or the West does for them.
Mike Lee, thank you very much for bringing us that story. I'll be back in a moment.
Man, that chili was hot.
You got heartburn too?
Yeah. Want to try these new Pepsi AC chewables?
It says you gotta take it with water. What's the water for? With Tums, you don't need water.
Just because new Pepsid is chewable doesn't mean it works like Tums. Tums calcium neutralizes acid fast. Pepsid Chewable's famotidine has to go through your bloodstream, so it takes 40 minutes just to start controlling acid.
Do you want to go back for water?
Forget the water. Pass the Tums.
When Sears has a Memorial Day sale, expect a big splash. All swimwear's on sale. All two-pieces, all tanks, all trunks. Suit yourself and everybody else for 40% off. And bag even more savings with a really cool canvas duffel. Yours for just $9.99 when you spend $25 or more. The big Memorial Day sale through Monday. Nobody helps you sail into summer like Sears.
As the herald of hot dogs, you're expected to have all the answers.
That baby burn rubber? Do you put ketchup on your car? Why didn't I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener? Yeah, we want to eat them, not be them.
But if you were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with you. Wieners don't have homework?
For the name you trust and the taste they love, just whistle.
How come it's not? I wish I were an Oscar Mayer hot dog.
Discover a suit that reflects your style during the Meyer & Frank annual swim price break going on now. Save 25 to 50% on our entire stock of swimwear for misses, women, and juniors. Every one-piece, two-piece, tankini, and cover-up is on sale. Find the hottest styles from the hottest makers. Use your store-wide bonus coupons now through Friday. So hurry in before the summer sun sets.
This is where it all starts. This is where it gets good.
The Myron Frank Annual Swim Price Break.
At American Tourister, we've always subjected our luggage to some pretty harsh treatment. So we took it to Islands of Adventure at Universal Studios Escape in Orlando, where it met Rex. American Tourister. Tough luggage for a tough world.
Sunday on This Week with Sam Donaldson and Corky Roberts, fallout from the Cox report on Chinese espionage. Senators Richard Shelby and Robert Torricelli among the guests. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
To read Tahuta's diary in its entirety, click on Nightline at abcnews.com, part of the Go Network.
Nightline has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABC.
Things like repair medics can repair chips and small cracks.
Let's all sleep a little better at night.
All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for American Family and call today.
Okay, we're out of here.
The Chevy Astro has lots of cargo room, seats 8, and tows more than any minivan. And a new 99 Astro comes with $500 cash back or 2.9% APR. Chevy Astro.
Hey, we're here.
The only truck tough enough to handle childhood.
99.5 KWJJ with 50 minutes of music an hour.